200 sentences using the phrase, in the kitchen. 1. She spent all morning in the kitchen preparing breakfast. 2. The children were playing quietly in the kitchen. 3. The new recipe turned out perfectly in the kitchen. 4. He likes to listen to music in the kitchen while cooking. 5. The smell of fresh bread filled the house from the kitchen. 6. They had a family meeting in the kitchen over dinner. 7. I found the cookbook in the kitchen drawer. 8. The chef worked tirelessly in the kitchen during the busy hours. 9. In the kitchen, there was a spill that needed cleaning up. 10. We need to organize the utensils in the kitchen. 11. The kitchen is the heart of the home for many families. 12. She accidentally dropped the glass in the kitchen. 13. He enjoyed a cup of coffee in the kitchen each morning. 14. The kitchen was decorated with bright colors. 15. They were having a conversation in the kitchen about the weekend plans. 16. I left my phone in the kitchen by mistake. 17. The kids were excited to bake cookies in the kitchen. 18. He fixed the leaky faucet in the kitchen. 19. She found the missing ingredient in the kitchen pantry. 20. They had a small argument in the kitchen about dinner plans. 21. The dog likes to sit by the door in the kitchen. 22. The kitchen was filled with the aroma of garlic and onions. 23. He took a break from cooking to chat in the kitchen. 24. She discovered a new recipe book in the kitchen. 25. They set up a small table in the kitchen for a quick meal. 26. The kitchen was the perfect place to catch up with old friends. 27. They decorated the kitchen with fresh herbs in pots. 28. He placed the hot pan carefully on the counter in the kitchen. 29. The kids helped wash the vegetables in the kitchen sink. 30. She was on the phone in the kitchen while preparing dinner. 31. They had a surprise party in the kitchen for his birthday. 32. The kitchen floor was slippery after mopping. 33. He found his lost keys in the kitchen drawer. 34. The kitchen clock ticked loudly during the quiet morning. 35. She wrote the grocery list in the kitchen. 36. They argued about whose turn it was to clean in the kitchen. 37. The smell of cinnamon filled the kitchen as they baked. 38. She spent the afternoon reorganizing the kitchen cabinets. 39. He spilled some milk in the kitchen while pouring a glass. 40. The kitchen windows let in a lot of natural light. 41. They used the kitchen island as a buffet during the party. 42. She loved the sound of sizzling bacon in the kitchen. 43. He found a new recipe in the kitchen cookbook. 44. The kitchen was busy with activity during the holidays. 45. They laughed about a funny story in the kitchen. 46. She made a pot of tea in the kitchen. 47. The kitchen was painted a cheerful shade of yellow. 48. They set up a play area for the kids in the kitchen. 49. She accidentally burnt the toast in the kitchen. 50. The kitchen was filled with holiday decorations. 51. He found a solution to the problem in the kitchen. 52. They kept their spices in the kitchen cabinet. 53. She sang along to the radio in the kitchen. 54. The kitchen was full of people during the family reunion. 55. He fixed the broken cabinet in the kitchen. 56. They had a late night snack in the kitchen. 57. She arranged the flowers in a vase on the kitchen table. 58. The kitchen was quiet after everyone went to bed. 59. They enjoyed a romantic dinner in the kitchen. 60. She made a mess in the kitchen while baking. 61. The kitchen door was left open to let in some fresh air. 62. He found a recipe card in the kitchen drawer. 63. They spent the afternoon cleaning the kitchen. 64. The kitchen was small but very functional. 65. She added some new gadgets in the kitchen. 66. They had a barbecue in the kitchen on a rainy day. 67. The kitchen was decorated with a retro theme. 68. He accidentally knocked over a jar in the kitchen. 69. They set up a drink station in the kitchen for the party. 70. She enjoyed reading in the kitchen while sipping tea. 71. The kitchen was filled with laughter during the dinner party. 72. He made breakfast for the family in the kitchen. 73. They had a debate about the new kitchen design. 74. She noticed a stain on the kitchen floor. 75. The kitchen had a cozy nook for reading. 76. They kept their baking supplies in the kitchen cupboard. 77. She found a new gadget in the kitchen store. 78. The kitchen was a mess after the kids cooked dinner. 79. He liked to sit by the kitchen window in the morning. 80. They installed new shelves in the kitchen. 81. She enjoyed a glass of wine in the kitchen after work. 82. The kitchen was always bustling with activity during the holidays. 83. They kept a first aid kit in the kitchen. 84. She found a recipe card in the kitchen drawer. 85. The kitchen was decorated with colorful curtains. 86. He made fresh lemonade in the kitchen. 87. They had a cozy brunch in the kitchen. 88. She accidentally cut herself in the kitchen. 89. The kitchen was always warm from cooking. 90. They had a small breakfast table in the kitchen. 91. She cleaned up the spilled flour in the kitchen. 92. He enjoyed the view of the garden from the kitchen window. 93. They kept their wine glasses in the kitchen cabinet. 94. The kitchen was filled with the smell of freshly baked cookies. 95. She wrote a grocery list on the kitchen chalkboard. 96. They made a fruit salad in the kitchen. 97. The kitchen was decorated with a seaside theme. 98. He found an old cookbook in the kitchen. 99. They had a quick snack in the kitchen before heading out. 100. She admired the new backsplash in the kitchen. 101. The kitchen was always lively during dinner time. 102. They had a potluck dinner in the kitchen. 103. She kept her recipe cards organized in the kitchen drawer. 104. He enjoyed cooking with his family in the kitchen. 105. The kitchen had a beautiful tile floor. 106. They set up a coffee station in the kitchen. 107. She accidentally dropped a dish in the kitchen. 108. The kitchen was filled with holiday cheer. 109. He liked to read the newspaper in the kitchen. 110. They kept their cleaning supplies in the kitchen closet. 111. She found a new way to organize the kitchen pantry. 112. The kitchen was always busy on weekends. 113. They set up a buffet in the kitchen for the party. 114. She made a delicious soup in the kitchen. 115. The kitchen had a large window that overlooked the garden. 116. They installed new lighting in the kitchen. 117. She enjoyed having breakfast with her family in the kitchen. 118. The kitchen was filled with the aroma of fresh herbs. 119. He found the missing remote in the kitchen. 120. They kept their recipe books in the kitchen drawer. 121. She found a new kitchen gadget she wanted to try. 122. The kitchen was the hub of activity during the holidays. 123. They had a small countertop garden in the kitchen. 124. She found the kitchen to be the most comfortable room in the house. 125. He enjoyed experimenting with new recipes in the kitchen. 126. The kitchen had a modern design with stainless steel appliances. 127. They used the kitchen table for arts and crafts with the kids. 128. She found a recipe she wanted to try in the kitchen. 129. The kitchen was a great place for family bonding. 130. They set up a wine rack in the kitchen. 131. She enjoyed the quiet moments alone in the kitchen. 132. The kitchen was decorated with vintage signs. 133. He found a new recipe book in the kitchen cupboard. 134. They had a fun time making pizza in the kitchen. 135. She spent hours organizing the kitchen cabinets. 136. The kitchen had a charming farmhouse style. 137. They found the new blender in the kitchen box. 138. She enjoyed cooking with fresh ingredients in the kitchen. 139. The kitchen was a favorite spot for the family to gather. 140. They had a small herb garden in the kitchen window. 141. She found a new cooking technique in the kitchen. 142. The kitchen had a cozy breakfast nook. 143. They had a small bar area set up in the kitchen. 144. She cleaned out the refrigerator in the kitchen. 145. The kitchen was decorated with a floral theme. 146. They enjoyed a cup of hot cocoa in the kitchen. 147. She found an old family recipe in the kitchen drawer. 148. The kitchen had a beautiful wooden countertop. 149. They used the kitchen for their weekly meal prep. 150. She liked the open concept of the kitchen and living room. 151. The kitchen was always bustling with activity before dinner. 152. They had a special dinner set aside for holidays in the kitchen. 153. She enjoyed the view of the sunset from the kitchen window. 154. The kitchen was filled with the scent of baked goods. 155. They kept their favorite cookbooks in the kitchen library. 156. She found a new way to use the kitchen gadgets. 157. The kitchen had a sleek and modern design. 158. They had a small wine cellar in the kitchen. 159. She enjoyed making homemade pasta in the kitchen. 160. The kitchen was the center of activity during the weekend brunches. 161. They installed a new backsplash in the kitchen. 162. She spent the afternoon baking pies in the kitchen. 163. The kitchen had a comfortable seating area for guests. 164. They used the kitchen island for meal prep. 165. They set up a breakfast bar in the kitchen for casual meals. 166. She found a new recipe for homemade granola in the kitchen. 167. The kitchen was filled with the sound of clinking dishes during dinner. 168. They had a small refrigerator in the kitchen for beverages. 169. She enjoyed the peaceful mornings alone in the kitchen. 170. The kitchen had a set of matching oven mitts and pot holders. 171. They kept their baking sheets and rolling pins in the kitchen drawer. 172. She found a set of new kitchen towels in the kitchen store. 173. The kitchen was the perfect place for holiday baking. 174. They installed a new faucet in the kitchen sink. 175. She found a new way to use her stand mixer in the kitchen. 176. The kitchen had a modern look with stainless steel appliances. 177. They enjoyed having a casual lunch at the kitchen island. 178. She organized the kitchen pantry with clear bins. 179. The kitchen was decorated with a farmhouse style. 180. They kept their favorite snacks in the kitchen pantry. 181. She enjoyed making homemade pizza dough in the kitchen. 182. The kitchen was brightened up with new LED lights. 183. They had a collection of coffee mugs displayed in the kitchen. 184. She spent the afternoon preparing a gourmet meal in the kitchen. 185. The kitchen had a cheerful and inviting atmosphere. 186. They kept their fresh herbs in pots on the kitchen windowsill. 187. She found an old family recipe hidden in the kitchen drawer. 188. The kitchen had a sleek marble countertop that was easy to clean. 189. They used the kitchen island as a gathering spot for family meals. 190. She enjoyed hosting holiday parties in the kitchen. 191. The kitchen had a set of high-quality non-stick pans. 192. They organized their cookbooks by genre in the kitchen. 193. She found a new way to use the food processor in the kitchen. 194. The kitchen had a classic white tile backsplash. 195. They kept their kitchen appliances neatly arranged on the countertop. 196. She enjoyed the quiet moments spent baking in the kitchen. 197. The kitchen had a spacious pantry for storing dry goods. 198. They had a cozy window seat in the kitchen where they could relax. 199. She loved experimenting with international recipes in the kitchen. 200. The kitchen was always bustling with activity during family dinners.